Okay, so we saw the right way to use a micropipetter. There are a few things to keep in mind safety-wise when you're working with one of these devices. So the first one, of course, is that we're working in the presence of a flame. So whenever you're, passing things through the flame, you want to make sure that you don't pass your hand through the flame. That can be pretty unpleasant. It's especially easy to actually singe the hair off of your knuckles, that sort of thing, just by not paying attention to where your hands are. So always make sure that you know where your hands are, you know where your pipette is, and that you don't get burned. The other one is if you pipette too vigorously, if you get carried away and you want to just really start hitting the plunger and getting everything done faster. It's possible to aerosolize your sample, which means to make small droplets that get outside of your tube or whatever you're working in and get into the air. And that's an easy way to get cross-contamination between samples, or worse yet, to contaminate yourself with the organisms that you're working with. Right? So don't do that. But just in case you mess up and do it, that's why we always want to make sure that we've got our eye protection on in the lab. So just in case you get splattered, you're not going to get bacteria in your eyes, right? All right, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to demonstrate how to dilute a sample using a micropipetter. So you can see we have 3 test tubes here. One of them contains this bright red liquid. The other 2 just contains sterile water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 500 microliters from this bright red tube into this one. It's going to become, obviously, less red. So the first thing I do is I set my pipetter to 500 microliters. Okay, now I'm going to get a sterile pipette tip on the end of the pipetter. Okay, I'm briefly going to pass the first tube through the flame. All right, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push down on the plunger. I'm going to do that before I put the pipette into the tube. And I'm going to insert this until the tip is just beneath the level of the liquid. And I'm slowly going to release this plunger, which is going to pull the liquid up into the pipette tip. Okay? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this other tube, briefly through the flame. While I'm doing that, I'm keeping in mind exactly where this tip is at all times. I don't want to start waving it around. I don't want to touch it to anything else, right? I want to kind of keep it within the force field of the flame. All right. So now I'm going to lower this down until the tip is just underneath the level of the liquid, and I'm going to slowly press down on the plunger. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of release the plunger, push it down again. Do it again, right? That kind of helps to mix it up a little bit. All right, so you can see, you kind of do this number here, and you can see that it's mixed up a little bit. And now I'm done with this pipette tip. Okay, I can't use it again. It's contaminated now with this dark red liquid. So if I use it on the light red liquid, it would contaminate it. So I'm going to get rid of it by hitting the ejector button right here, which shoots the tip into my waste bag. All right, so I'm going to repeat the whole process into the second, or into the third tube. All right. So now you can see that I have a dilution series, right? So this one is the most concentrated, and this one is the most dilute. So you're going to be doing this with bacterial cultures a lot in this class. It's a very important technique.